Hi and welcome back to the UTF podcast. It's the fourth part of our 11th episode. We're on rugby today. Quite a bit to talk about. You know a lot more than me, so why don't you lead the way?
Well, biggest news this week is there's a new TV deal for the Guiness Pro14, which has been taken away from the BBC, with Premier Sports buying the rights. No one really knows a lot about it. It's quite a small channel, but obviously they paid more money than BBC did for the rights.
Obviously.
So they must have some backing behind them. They're going to broadcast all 152 matches live in the UK from next season. So I think it's a 3-year deal. They also got a sister channel called Free Sports, which will show one game per round, so 21 games per round, free. So you can always watch one each week anyway. And it's only £99 for the year, or £10 a month, or even £2.50 a week. So it works out quite cheap if you're actually interested.
I mean, if you're a diehard and you want to watch every single game, like people do with the Premier League, and people do, I imagine, now with rugby anyway, and yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad.
The issue I find with it is, I'm not sure about yourself when you're back home, but in my house we have Sky and we have BT, so there's already a decent sized bill anyway. And now we're paying for a third one. It's
the same thing. It's the way things are working at the moment, not just with sports but also with TV. I mean, you get to the point where you're already paying for Sky, BT, Netflix, Spotify, or whatever you use for music, and then Amazon Prime and all these different things, and you're thinking, another monthly subscription? Like, there's an awful lot of stuff going around.
Yeah.
Which makes it an issue, but then I suppose certain people who don't have Sky will think that's great, because obviously Sky is an awful lot more expensive.
Yeah.
So
the issue I have is if
it's on the BBC before, then it's taken away from a channel that's free to something that's not free, which is an issue.
True, but this is also showing every single game, so we do have the option of watching.
Was it not every single game on the BBC?
No, not every single one.
Okay.
So it does help a little bit in that sense, and it is probably worth the money. I think if you just having that package.
Well, if you like the league, then yeah.
But the issue like I said,
again, it's £100 is nothing to sniff at, but
if you look at it,
it's not too bad.
If you look at it more as
comparatively to other stuff, it's not too bad.
If you look at it as £2.50 a week.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
That's a pint a week.
And you can
cheaper than a pint a week, so
it's sorted really. But like I said, if you like a lot of sports like I do, obviously, if you just like rugby, you can cancel your Sky Sports subscription really, because it's not really rugby. It's football. No, the only rugby on there now would be the Super Rugby, which is a really good league to watch. Don't get me wrong, but if you're from over here, you don't.
It's mainly football and Formula 1.
Yeah, so you don't really need it. But if someone like me, obviously, I want to keep my Sky Sports subscription because I love football, I love cricket, I love tennis, I love golf, I love.
That's moved as well, Nick. Cricket, the rights for.
Yeah,
that's moved so a bit away from BBC again.
Exactly.
Losing all their rights.
So when you love so many sports, you obviously want to keep your Sky Sports subscription, and obviously BT then for the rugby because they have great Champions Cup, and obviously the football as well. So it's going to cost obviously a lot more money for people.
I remember back in the day spending money on ESPN to watch football. Whatever happened to them?
Gone downhill, haven't they?
Yeah, but yeah, no, it makes sense. Like I said, if you are a fan of that league, that and you want to watch it, then it makes sense. £100 a year, it's not bad for the amount of games and content you're going to get. So,
well, £100 a year for 152 games. So,
exactly. Yeah. Well, it's cheaper than £1 a game.
Exactly. So I think it's like basically just getting a season ticket for every game.
True. Yeah.
So something I'm enjoying. Obviously, I probably will get it since I love Pro 14, Scarlets fan as well. Probably will end up spending my money on it, but it is what it is. But the positive is
you don't spend money on anything anyway, so be fine.
The positive is it does bring £30 million extra value to the league, which is a 100% increase on when the BBC had it. So it does bring extra funding towards the teams in the league, especially the Welsh regions who need it most. So I think that's a good positive and a good incentive to have this new deal.
Yeah, definitely.
So it just sorts out your budget, especially like, for example, well, we'll go into now. Scarlets obviously announced double signing this morning. 2 scrum halves. Kieran Hardy's rejoining the club from Jersey Reds, and Sam Hidalgo Klein, Scottish international, signed released by Edinburgh, and I think that's a great signing by Wayne Pivac. Yeah. He's got a lot of talent, and he was touted to be Scotland's number 1, but he's had quite a off year or 18 months, I'd say, where Ali Price has overtook him in the pecking order behind Laidlaw. So it'd be interesting to see if he can regain his form like John Barkley did with that when he came down to us. Then there's no reason why he couldn't be in the Scottish squad. And then obviously we signed Kieran Hardy because him and Jonathan Evans then will be the backup when Gareth Davis is away with Wales. Hidalgo Klein's with Scotland. We still have 2 good scrum halves.
Yeah.
So it's good by Boone Pavak and his management really to get someone like them 2 signings in. And and obviously when you have £30 million extra, well, not for each club, but part of that for each club, you'll be able to sign more players and have a bigger budget in your squad.
No, definitely, it's going to help. It's going to pay dividends in that way. Yeah.
The last story we want to talk about in the rugby, which is quite a funny one, really.
It's interesting, to say the least. Yeah.
I can't blame him, to be honest.
Well,
but,
we'll get to the story first.
But yeah, Nick Phipps, Australia international, he has been fined for urinating in a bar in Sydney while dressed as a cow doing a stag do. I can't really blame him. I don't know how you can get into that mess in the first place, but it's a stag do, so.
Yeah,
what's your opinion?
Stag do's can become messy. I mean, what throws it for me is the cow costume. It's just
why is he in a cow costume? I don't know.
I mean, people do silly things, don't they, when they're on their stag do? So, yeah, I mean, it's not great. Public urination is probably not ideal, but people are morons a lot of the time when they're on their stag do, highly intoxicated. It just so happens that he's a bit more of a famous face, so it stands out a bit more. So, can't knock him too much, really.
Is this something you do on your stag do, Cliff?
Oh, no.
Or do you expect worse things?
I don't want to think too much into that. Christ. I certainly wouldn't be wearing a cow costume, I can say that much.
I really want to know why he was wearing a cow costume.
Maybe his mates that were with him were the shepherds, and he was that would be sheep, wouldn't it? Doesn't make any sense. I don't know. I can't think of why it'd be a cow. Doesn't make any sense.
Literally, out of any costume you could have for a stag do, I don't understand why it's a cow.
Yeah, it's a bizarre one.
But yeah, that's all we have for the rugby pod. It's quite a short one this week. Not much going on except for the TV deal. The Scarlets have a couple of signings this morning, and the Nick Phipps Stag story, which is
fair play to him. I hope it was a good night.
Maybe one day you can come on the podcast and tell us the story.
That'd be
an interesting time.
It's an open invitation. If you're ever
if you're watching this, by the
small
0.01% chance you're watching this.
And and at the same time happen to be anywhere near us because we can't travel. Then
pop in.
Come along. We'll give you some airtime. It'll be great. Not that anyone would watch it, but it's fine.
Yeah, let us know what you think of the TV deal anyway in the comment section down below. And also Scarlets fans, I know I follow a few of you follow me. Hopefully you'll watch this. Let me know what you think of the Sam Hidalgo Klein signing and the Kieran Hardy signing. Just let us know what you think. Our Twitter handles are going to be on the screen now.
I like that.
And yeah, just tweet us at either obviously the UTF podcast Twitter or our personal ones, or leave the comments down below. And yeah, that's all for episode 11 of the UTF podcast. Hopefully you enjoy all of these episodes. Go back and watch episode 10 if you're interested, and keep an eye out for episode 12 by clicking that subscribe button down below. That's all for this week. Like, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.